Today on Car Guy Fridays, we're going to be reupholstering some leather seats. The leather seats we're planning to reupholster are out of a 2004 Mazdaspeed Miata. The first thing we want to do is take these seat rails off. The leather actually goes underneath and through. We can see that there's a bolt holding it in the front. There's going to be another bolt down here. And in order to get to the bolts in the back, we'll have to actually slide the whole thing forward. Slide it all the way back so we can get a socket on it. And then we'll slide it all the way forward and get a socket on the back part and pull them both off as a set. Seat bracket is off. Step one is figuring out how to take the back off of the bottom. So we can see here on the side, we got 3 bolts. Looks like one of these is going to hold on the seat belt. 2 other ones, maybe the brackets themselves. Got one in the back here holding the upright on, and my guess is if we flip this thing around, we'll see a couple more. Now let's get this backing off. Weirdly enough, this takes an 8mm. Down here you'll see zipper. So what you can do with the zipper is go all the way up. And look, voila, 2 screws. We'll pull those out and do the same thing on the other side, and then the seat back will come out. One side off. All right. Let's go to the other side and do the same thing. Turns out we can't do the same thing because that is not how it works. So, but that may mean that I can go ahead and pull the seat out. It does. Hello, backrest. Looks like there's a bunch of hog ring stuff here. I believe you cut this stuff, so I'm going to give that a try. This ain't too bad. These cut pretty easily, which makes sense. Get these guys off, and with any luck, we will be pulling the back section of this off. Alright, and we're off. Watch out, these can be sharp. They will cut you. Alright, ready for this? Here we go. Oh, look at that, more hog rings. It's like a hog farm in here. Okay. Oh, more hog rings. Wow, there's a lot more going on here than I thought there was. They are just everywhere. Hog rings. Turns out there's a lot of hog rings when you're doing seats. And you see here, from about here to here, there's another hog ring. So when we put this back together, probably the same exciting thing. So we'll keep pulling this up and then keep cutting hog rings until finally this seat back is actually off. Okay. Yay! So that, friends, is what a seat looks like for an NB Miata when it has no seat on it. Let's do a little old versus new comparison here. I ordered the black leather with cardinal stitching. Hope is that this would actually match. Now this is the old one. You can see it's really faded. This is the new one. At first glance, they don't look the same, right? But let's pull the insides of the old one and compare it. Look at that. That is a perfect match. So there you have it. If you're looking to replicate the Mazdaspeed Miata seats and reupholster them, you want black leather and cardinal stitching. So I believe the easiest path would be to turn these inside out. And we'll start sliding them over top. pulled that on. It's people aren't exaggerating when they say you gotta pull a lot. Turns out you gotta pull a lot. We're gonna try to show you guys how to put this in there. Load up. Loaded. Take this and roll it a bit. Just push down really, really hard. And it appears that we got it. And it's in there. Whew. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more to go on the front. Oh my god. The internet told me that I should be cutting the bottom of this. I don't want to cut the bottom of this. People say only the lower back, but the Miata just, it doesn't, this section doesn't go very high. I want the whole thing. I want all the heat. I saw people just, they take scissors and they just cut straight across at upholstery shops. I didn't do that. I'm either being clever or stupid, but if I'm stupid, then it'll just be the same thing as cutting it. I made holes for the hog rings here. Now I'm going to attach it, and if this works, then my whole back is heated. If not, then, oh well. You guys get to laugh at me because it doesn't work. So, hey, if this catches on fire later, you guys know why. I don't know, that's probably too much. Who knows? And down the seat heater goes. Nice and flat. Hopefully to never move again. Now, try to pull some stuff down further because we have no hog rings to stop us now. Okay, but there are no more hog rings on the seat, so this is about what it's going to look like when it's done. So many hog rings everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hog rings on the bottom of the seat. Not today, Mr. Hog Ring. Not today. So we got this off finally. Might have broke it a little bit. Let's share for everyone else. So see this right here? There's this little bump on the inside part. You can kind of see it right. This goes over top and the bump sticks through that. Important to note that this doesn't come off easily even after I broke it. I actually still had to use the hammer and use the blunt end of this and kind of tapped on the hammer on this side here that way to knock it off. I took the hog rings off a second ago. And we just should have to pull out as far as I know. Oh boy, more hog rings in the bottom. Where there's a channel, there's a hog ring, is what I've learned here. Ta-da! Goodbye. Now the bottom. So I flipped this one inside out from the lessons we learned just a minute ago. And you see there's actually a hole right here where some metal goes through. So that makes it really easy to tell which one's left and which one's right for each seat. Much like the seat back, I want full heating effect. As you can see, we have the holes here, and how this is going to work is this will tuck in here like this with the hog rings, and then we'll be able to hog ring it, and then hopefully have a really warm seat. Everything's hog ringed. Now we get to pull these over the corners, which is going to be fun. This is tight. This is the part on the internet where people say lots of pulling and stuff. That'll pull a little tighter when we go to do the hog rings. That looks hot. So we've completed one seat, and I wanted to have you guys look at the old seat versus the new seat here, because the results are quite dramatic. So here we have the old seat. Aww. You can see It's, I don't know, old. And we have the new seat here, which looks rather new. Now, the fun thing about the seat comparison here is when you sit in here, you know, this one feels very old, it's hard. It's everything you'd expect from 20-year-old leather. Meanwhile, this is all soft and cushy and happy, and I'm sure it's gonna be so much better to drive on. Can't wait to get this other seat taken apart and get it in there and hopefully throw these in. So we got that off. I'd like to think I learned lessons on the first seat, and this one's gonna go a lot faster. We'll see what happens. Second one's done. Hooray! On to the last part, which is the bottom of the passenger seat. You guys missed it. Beat this off without breaking it. So here's what I did. Right here along the base where it connects, whap, whap, whap. It pushes it right where it's actually connected, and this time we didn't break it. We're boiling. Putting the last parts of the passenger seat on here. And then I think we're going to be pretty close to putting this in the actual Miata. And then we can call it a day. Very excited both seats are done. Our next step is going to be to go grab the Miata and start bolting these things in. And we've finally gotten the seats in. So here they are in all of their glory. It's nice to see that they're no longer ripped looking. The car looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I'm told as this sits in the sun, gets hot over the summer, and all that stuff, which it always does because it's a convertible, that these will tighten up even more over time. If you guys have liked this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. We're going to continue to have lots of Project Miata items. Next time we're going to go about wiring up the seat heaters and drilling some holes and trying to make this look at least as OEM as we can get it to look.